Oh, he's speaking to me. I've called you to preach my kingdom. Now speak it like this. I've called you to life and not death. I call you to live and not perish. Choose life and live, and my love will clothe you. My love will keep you. My love will sustain you. I am the way, the truth, and the life. I'll give you the drink of living waters. May you perish not. Receive and live, for this is the will. This is my will for you. This is my Father's will. Do not be deceived. You're of much value. I laid my life down for you. Believe on me. I believe in you.